Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is Daniel season 410, and check it out. Look what you see. I actually got myself a new shirt. It's a custom beanie shirt. Of course, since this was custom. This is made in transfer it, and I got myself I got my first name written on the shirt, on the bottom of the logo, and that's obviously emulating the beanie name reveal shirt that they wore back in 2021, of course. That's not even all, because there's also something written in the back, but I'm not going to show it here because that's not the main topic. The main topic of this video, though, is how do I record my songs. I'm finally gonna reveal how am I recording all these songs that you're hearing on YouTube Music, on Spotify. So I'm gonna show you guys right here and let the tour start. So the song that I'm going to use for this video, the song that I'm going to be using in order to demonstrate to you guys how I record these songs, it's gonna be this one. There's no title yet, but eventually it won't be in this kind of situation. It won't be until later, and then once I figure out once I can finally figure it out, then that's where I can think of the perfect title, or the right title for this song. So, and yeah, I do lyrics first. The lyrics is already done. I don't have a bridge, but there are songs without a bridge. I do lyrics first before I do the instruments and recording. So I do the lyrics first. Some artists, some bands, sometimes they do instruments first, then lyrics. Sometimes I do that, but oftentimes I personally prefer lyrics first, then instruments. At that point, when I finish up the lyrics, and eventually the title of the song, once I record the instruments, at that point it fits perfectly to the lyrics. I mean, like the timing and stuff. So that's how I do it. But sometimes, like I said, there are times that I do instruments first, then lyrics. But for the majority of my songs, it's lyrics first, then instruments after, and recording, that is. So let's further dig deep now that you guys saw the lyrics already. Let's dig deep into the next step. Second step is, well, after I did the lyrics, I then proceed to do the instruments. I start to do the instruments then. So, a little side note, I use two softwares. The first one, I will talk about the second one later, but the first one is this one, the FL Studio. Specifically, this is FL Studio 20, and I know there's a later version of that one, but I haven't updated, and I am too lazy to update this thing. But yeah, anyway, the FL Studio, this is what I use to program some instruments that either I don't physically play, or I physically play but can't on this exact environment that I'm at because of noise complaints from my family. So essentially I had to adjust, and so I only do the drums. So I do the drums. That's the one thing. So the drums, that's the one thing that I have here at home as well. I have my personal drum kit, but I can't use it because, like I said, noise complaints. But then I do not have all the proper equipment for recording drums. Since I don't also have a proper studio. I only use the former bedroom of my father to record, because this is where my computer is also at. So it had to be here too. So yeah, noise complaints, lack of mics, because it's only this, and there's another mic actually over there. It's a dynamic mic, but the two mics is still not enough though. I would pretty much prefer recording actual drums, but then you have a lot of mics, and then each pointing at one part of the drum kit, to the point where like all parts of the drum set are mic'd up. It just makes it so much better. So because of that, because of noise complaints and all that, I have to adjust. So yeah, that's the drums. I have two way. I do the drums two ways in here. This is the first. This is actually the second one, but the first one is via just a drum kit software in the a drum kit plugin on this software. Either this could be in the form of FPC, the one that I just clicked, or any one of these downloaded plugins. So that's it can be the Power Drum Kit, MT Power Drum Kit by Manda Audio, and Perfect Drums Player by Naughty Seal Audio. So I'm gonna uh, post the links of those two down in the description so you can download it as well if you want to. Or I pick certain individual parts from the stock plugins given by the FL Studio itself. So it can be let me find. Okay, there it is. It can be in the form of in the packs folder. I mean, they're all in the packs folder, but it can be drums mode audio. Can also be in the and then it can also be in the legacy part, the legacy subfolder, and then another subfolder, just the drums. Enough said. And then there are also some automated a drum beat that I utilize sometimes. Let me find it for a second. That's FPC again. Flex? No, I don't think so. It's this one, Drum Max. Sometimes I would use Drum Max for automated drum beats. This is actually only used. Sometimes it's only used on, or mostly for the most part, it's only used on intros or maybe even just the outro of the song. If you remember the song "Set Myself on Fire" from the TNKAS album, if you listen to that album already, if you listen to that album already, maybe even if you haven't, if you did, then you will know. But if you haven't, then in the outro of "Set Myself on Fire," and actually even in the first chorus of "Disappearing," also from that same album TNKES, that's what I actually used, the automated drum beats from the Drum Max folder in the IL Share Data folder in FL Studio. And specifically, I think I may have used Industrial Revolution or something. Wait, I'm gonna check if it's Industrial Revolution. Oh yeah, it is. Obviously, this is not that tempo, but yeah, that's what I use for both "Disappearing" and "Set Myself on Fire." So there's three ways, but the third one is just basically for like finishing touches, like additional elements on some parts and not all of them, or like not the entirety of the song. So and really the major ways are just really the individual parts, or or just the FPC or Power Drum Kit or Perfect Drums Player plugins. So that's how we do the drums. So going back to the song and the drums and all that, we're talking about the drums here, but this is the whole drum track. Obviously, there's a lot of files, but that's because like I said a while ago, one of the methods that I do for the drums, for programming the drums, is the individual parts instead of the drum kit plugins. Well, even though that's actually what I mostly do in the drums, the kit plugins, but this one I decided to do the individual parts. So I know this one is 2:55, 2 minutes and 55 seconds, but it will still be 3 minutes regardless because I still have to put I'll put something in the intro of it that will extend the time extend the length of the song. But this is the intro of the intro part of the song and the drum beat. So the tempo of the song, I decided to make it 90 beats per minute. So that's the intro. Of course, there's 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes in fact. So so that's the chorus. and the pre-chorus of the song. On to the next step then. So step 3 overall, but step 2 in terms of the instruments. So after I do the drums, then it's time to do the chords. Obviously I don't start with the guitar yet because I still have to finish up my tasks here in FL Studio. At that point, I have to finish every single instrument that I can program in the FL Studio before moving it to the second software that I will talk about later. This will also serve as the foundation for what the guitar parts are gonna sound like, or should sound like. So, usually when we get here, I would use FLS strings now. So I would use FLS strings for the background strings, violin and all. Before, when I was still early into using this, I would use string section or string solo from the orchestral folder in the subfolder in the instrument subfolder in the packs folder. There you go. So I've used either one of these to produce the strings part of the song. But then I began to utilize as well the part of the legacy folder subfolder. I would also utilize the legacy subfolder for the strings. And it's a combination of those of these options here. But usually it's the onion string or any one of these string patches. But usually it's the one. Or the 3. Sometimes also the 3. There you go. But now I usually prefer now the FLS strings. Now I have to think about the chords, right? I already think of the chord progression of the song though. Well, except for the intro because it'll have a different progression at that point. But in terms of the when we get to the after that special intro that I will cover later, I would start off with E, because we're doing E minor. We're using the key of E minor for this one, so we're using the that point's key of G. It's because its relative minor is E minor, so it's the 6 apparently. So we got our 6. Sorry for the drums. So I've used the metronome. So it's actually very fast. So it's So I'm using 6, excuse me, 5. So it's basically going in a descending order. So 6, 5, 4, but then it's gonna go up a little bit on another 5, but then go down to a 3. So then I have to put it on this one over here. And then I have that guitar on the start. You know what? I'm actually going to go ahead then and just move it. I'm gonna move it now. So I guess it will be 4. Let's gonna copy this. That's E minor, D, C, D, B, E minor. Let's back. Maybe I can do like an ARP or something like that. No, that's just too high. So it's this one. Like that. Or I think the timing of the no, it's not. I don't think so. Oh wait, no, it's not. Actually, yeah, it's actually correct. It's actually supposed to be like that. Now, in order to emphasize it, I'm actually gonna emphasize the lead. Now, this is E minor, right? That's D. back to A, then go back to a G, then go F and E. Oops, I forgot to raise the volume or the velocity of the notes. We go back to a C, then a D. Then F sharp. Oh, there you go. Then just repeat it. To the verse, I'm gonna clone that so that I'm actually going to manually repeat it here. Oops. Only that. So 2, 3, 4. So that I can just make it B, just a B. Only been 3 times. Actually, that's supposed to be 4 times. I did that 8 times. I'll delete this and move it back. Oh, there you go. So now we got the B, right? B minor. We get to. That's why we got B minor here. And unlike the other ones, it's like D and B minor. We will actually get the D on the pre-chorus. So let me get this. So it's like D, and then back to a B. But then I'm actually gonna double layer this. Just got it right there. Let me go back to that. There you go. There's that rest while the drums are still going. Now we proceed to the chorus, right? So we're now on the chorus part, and we're gonna change the progression there. Remember, the verse and the intro is 6-5, 6-5-4, 5-3. Well, while the end of the verse is 6-5-4-3 only, and then the pre-chorus is 5-3. Now our progression for the chorus part is 6. Let me get the thing. This one. Let me get the 6. We get to a 4 now. A 5, then 3. So 6, 4, 5, 3. So basically, kind of like an abridged variant of the 6-4-1-5 progression, like the E minor C G D. But then we get to the second and the fourth. We'll have a little bit of a twist. There you go. So E, C, D, E minor, C major, D major, then B minor, then back E minor, C, D, then instead of B minor all the way, you get to D sharp. This is basically like, it turns into a major basically, B major, but then you have D sharp at the base, so that's like B over D sharp. So I'm going to now it's time to make the chords, the rhythm side. Oh, not. So it's G, then F sharp, and A. Then our B minor. I think we'll do B minor 7 for this. So then the same thing. But then first we'll have to do the lead again, so that we can catch up. It's the same one, right? Then we jump it. Then here, B. Or actually, we can do that quite high. A couple accidentals. There you go. That's the chorus. I'm gonna shorten a little bit so that it doesn't. In here, then shorten it again. So I patched it up a little bit so that sounds a little bit better. And then when it's just back to the original. Back from the start, actually. Then this one again. It's just the same thing, right? So it just doesn't matter if I repeat the whole thing. Now the next thing we want to do now, we're in the bridge, right? Because again, the verse 2, pre-chorus, chorus, the strings part is just the same. So, oops, I'm using the lead part. There you go. Just sustain this chord. Sustain the note. I don't know why I can't. There we go. E, E, B. That's only 2. Then we go to a 3. I mean, we go to 2 actually. Going to that key. It's like A, C. Then E minor again. Then G. I think this one can be. Then just make it D F sharp. Then what's next after that? Oh, this is just the. Well, I guess it's just gonna be the. Like this. E E B. Or root fifth. Then add in the third. Basically, we want it to look like this one. So E B E G. I think the B one should have been first. Then followed by the G. Actually, when we get to the dug dug part, the music stops a little bit. Or at least when we get to the start of the dog dog part. There you go, much better. Now we have to do the lead parts of the violin. Likewise, we'll do one for the guitar too. We'll get to do that later. Oh no no. Oh no 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 no, like that. No. There you go. Again, just the same chorus. And I think this one is just this. We'll just bring in the other half. The second half. Or actually we can make that because that's the tuk tuk tuk, then nothing. Then we can just do, instead of D sharp or B over D sharp, we'll just do the standard B major chord. Then E minor. We go back to an E minor. And that concludes the song. That ends the song. Bring it back there. Oh wait, yeah, okay. B, A, and then G. Oh, there you go. There you go. We got the strings done. I don't think I need the pads for this one. Now the next thing, no, of course, like I said, I said the pads, right? It's actually also the optional choice for me if I want to add the pads or ambient pads in there. But for this one, I think strings are already enough. So there you have it for the FL Studio ones. Now the next thing I want to do now is export the files. So now, actually, formerly I do program the bass here too. Whether it's Boo bass, I think it started off with Ibanez or something like that. Let me find, well, not that one, but it's this one. Yep, it's between Ibanez and Temptated, but I used Temptated more before, and then followed by Boo bass, which is this one. But after that, I utilized more on Ample Bass P Lite 2. Who made that one? Ample Sound, yeah. It's Ample Sound. But the only disadvantage really is that I can only go drop D, and then the maximum is D standard. I cannot go drop C sharp, and that's it. Thankfully though, I can no longer program the bass because I already have an actual bass guitar, and at least that I'm personally allowed to do that, to play bass without having to deal with the noise complaints. Basically, it's just the drums and the strings and pads. Only those remained. But before there was also the bass. So there you have it. That's how I work on FL Studio when it comes to producing songs. I'm just gonna name the 2 tracks in the mixer so that when I export it, it will have those names, the drums and strings and all that. Now I'm gonna export it to WAV as a WAV file. So then when I get to exporting the file, let me get my camera back, and there you go. So once I export, I'm about to export the file, I'm going to name, well, the song. Unfortunately, I don't have a title yet. Well, this song for Happy Feelings album instruments. I still have no idea what the title of the song is gonna be, because I just came off of finishing the drums and the strings. So 3 minutes and 5 seconds. There you go. It's already at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And I split mixer tracks on, and there you go. Let's keep it at WAV, WAV. There you go. So I have already exported the file. So there's 2 files really. Let me head to the projects file real quick. All right, so I already located where the files are exported. So it's basically in the actual auto-generated folder that the FL Studio provided when I installed it. So, yep, it's the image design folder, FL Studio folder, and then projects folder. So these are the ones. So there is the current and master thing. I'm not sure what the difference are, but I'm pretty sure the current one is just the raw one, I think, and then the master one was with the effects on. Because I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know what the difference is. Someone let me down below in the comments what's actually the difference between the current file and the master file. But there you go. I have the drums and strings. I have the individual ones exported,